I want to talk to you about how to start a lucrative business in California with no money. Sounds impossible, right? But I bet you it is indeed possible. So don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. The thing here is that today I want to talk to you about how to start a money-making business in California with no money. Creating a California business on your own can be challenging. You'll need adequate funding, time, personal support, and professional support in order to move forward successfully with your entrepreneurial dreams. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about California lay of the land, starting a business in California, business regulations in California, operating a business in California, and financing a business in California. Now let's first talk about the lay of the land. As you can see on the screen here, California has about 40 million individuals as of April 2021. And you have 87 of them are citizens. The rest are immigrants. And so in terms of ethnicity, you have whites, 14.5 million, white non-Hispanic and white Hispanic, 9 million, Asian non-Hispanic, about 6 million, and you have 40% of the population in California is Hispanic. So it's kind of important. And we're talking here about 16 million people. The reason why I'm giving you this demographic data is that you need to understand your market. You need to understand the California market before opening a business so you can succeed. And the foreign-born population, and you have about 10 million people who are foreign born. By the way, the graphics that we were showing you on the screen at the beginning of the show, this is courtesy of Data USA. This is a great resource. You want to check it out if you need more info. And what I also want to say here is that in terms of global diversity, Mexico, Californians of Mexican descent account for 4 million. And then you have the Philippines for nearly 1 million and China nearly 700,000. It's so the most common birthplace for the foreign-born resident of California was Mexico. So it's kind of important. Again, I'm giving you the lay of the land so you have an idea in terms of demographics. If you are going to do business in California, you need to understand the people of California. You need to understand their ethnicity. You need to understand how they roll, what's important to them. You need to understand their vision, their attitudes, everything. You have to understand that. So besides demographics, you need to understand the economy of California. So California has it's the first economy of the country, of course, right? And basically, it's kind of important to understand that the size of the population actually contributes a lot to this economic secret. But besides Hollywood, you have other stuff. I'm showing you right now on the screen. You have here, we have a map from the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis. So you have the different GDP components for California. You have finance, insurance, you have manufacturing, government, professional services, information, education, and healthcare. So one thing I want to say here is that when it comes to California, you have the top three economic sectors are finance, insurance, etc., professional services, and information. Information includes IT, and so the next illustrations that I'm going to show you on the screen actually come from the state of California. So we have here, you can see here, the seasonally adjusted labor force, the unemployment rate, and the labor force participation rate. So overall, the picture I'm trying to paint here is one of economic aspiration, economic optimism, and economic vibrancy. This is a state that is economically vibrant. And I want to show you the next chart shows here the California hours and earnings in manufacturing. You can see here the year-over-year change, right? The third chart I want to show you is the comparisons of jobs growth in California industry sectors. So you can see the job growth in terms of industry. This is very important. And you also want to see the fourth chart also shows the civilian population, the labor force composition by age groups. You have the unemployment rate by age groups, and you have labor force participation by age groups. The last chart I want to show you is the California unemployment insurance programs. So you can see here. So folks, all these charts come from the Employment Development Department of the state of California. Again, I'm trying to actually lay out the foundation of today's conversation because you need to understand the demographics and the economy of California to make money in this wonderful state. Very important. All right, now number 2, starting a business in California. So one thing you have to do is you need to choose the right business ideas. So there are a lot of business ideas that really they can actually make you money in California. But according to research, some businesses are way better than others when it comes to California. So you have things like drive-in movie theater, grocery store, security guard company, record label, barbershop, and dog breeding business. So this is just a few ideas, but you have to actually think what you believe can work in your area and just to pursue that idea, right? So after choosing the right business idea, I want you to plan your California business. You need to think about naming your business. So what would you name your business? When naming the business, you want to choose an available name that follows California's naming rules and resonates with your customers. Again, if you go back to what I told you about the demographics, if you know the demographics pretty well, then you can choose a name that again resonates with your customers. And you can also if you want to reserve your business name, make sure your domain is available. So you have to go to the the Secretary of State of California's website. So we're showing you the link on the screen right now, so you can actually find all the info there. And so after registering a domain name, you need to think about the finding a business location. This is very important. Do you want to have a brick and mortar establishment, or do you want to start working from home? Those are things you have to think about because your business location informs the type of licensing and permits you will need, as well as your business's growth potential. Okay, so this is kind of important. And you also may need to do your research on California's popular areas such as Los Angeles or Oakland, so you can increase your foot traffic and drive customer interest. Also, you want to think about conducting market research. You can actually outsource this to a company, or you can actually you can go online on Fiverr, on Upwork, or other freelancer websites and trying to have somebody that doing the job for you, or you can do it yourself. You also need to think about writing a business plan. Very important. When it comes to writing a business plan, you have 3 options. So either you do it yourself, or you hire someone to do it. So you can hire a freelancer, or you can hire somebody locally to do the job. And third option, you can actually use business plan software to actually do the job. And there are some important components of a well-written business plan, especially if you want to start a money-making business in the state of California that is very, very competitive. You want to think about product development. So what problem does your business solve? What would set your product or service apart from the competition? You have to think about sales and marketing. Who are your potential customers? How would you get their attention and convert them into buyers? You have to think about people and partnership. What roles would you need to hire for? And what professional relationships would you need to form in order to succeed? Those are very important conversations you need to have on those. Should be important considerations you need to have. And last but not the least, think about the money, financial planning. How many clients or sales would you need in order to break even? How much money will it take to get there? And where would you get the funding? And we're still talking here about starting the business in California, folks. You want to choose a business structure. So registering your California company as a legal business entity, such as an LLC, corporation, or nonprofit, has 2 major advantages. So increased credibility and protection from personal liability in the event your business is sued. Okay, so you need to find out which business structure is right for your business in California. So you have sole proprietorship, partnership, LLCs, corporations, nonprofits. And the thing I want to say here is that you really want to stay away from sole proprietorship, because a sole proprietorship is really an informal business structure that is not incorporated or separated from the owner. That means what? That 100% of the business's profits go to the owner. However, 100% also of the financial liability, should the business accrue debt or get sued, falls on the owner as well. So you don't want to have that. You don't want to have that. For you, we believe, according to our research, that an LLC is a great way to start. Okay, this is pretty cool. And a corporation is kind of cool too, because a corporation is a separate legal entity that is owned by its shareholders. And corporations have more formal regulations than LLCs, and they tend to be more attractive to investors. And most large companies like Apple or Facebook fall under the corporate category. And you also need to now think about registering your California business, right? So you need to name your business. You need to choose an agent for service of process. So this is an individual or business entity that accepts tax and legal documents on behalf of your business. You need to get your EIN, your employer identification number, right? You got to go to the IRS website and actually get that from there. And you need to file formation documents with the state of California. Okay. And so the one thing I want to say is that if you want to start an LLC in California, you name your LLC. You need to choose an agent for service of process. File your LLC with the state. File an initial statement of information. You need to create an LLC operating agreement. You need to get your EIN. One thing I want to say here is that all of these things I'm telling you, you can either use a local lawyer to help you, or you can use an online service such as Nolo, LegalZoom, or Inc.com to kind of help you. So those services are great, okay? And they're not that expensive either. That's, again, if you don't have the expertise in that field. I'll be right back, but after this, don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Security Kiwi Show. I'm still talking about my favorite subject: how do you do business in California? And number 3. So first, I spoke to you about California, the lay of the land. Number 2, starting a business in California. Number 3, business regulations in California. So you need to think about obtaining permits and licenses. So to operate your new business legally, you will need to comply with federal, state, and local government regulations, right? And the thing here is that in many states, this involves obtaining one or more business permits and or licenses. Let me give you an example. If you are going to open a restaurant, you will likely need health permits, building permits, signage permits, etc. And so to start a business in California, you will need different licenses and permits depending on the type of business you are operating. And but to find out more, there is a great resource. So for the federal level, you got to go to the U.S. Small Business Administration Guide, the SBA, or at the state level, you actually need to register or visit the website of Cal Gold. We're showing this on the website. We're showing this on the screen right now. So Cal Gold, this is where all the information is. And the one thing and actually this is a great tool because it was established in 1997 by the California Environment Protection Agency, Cal EPA. And so this website assists businesses in terms of all the information they need to comply with environmental and other regulatory and permitting requirements. So this is pretty cool. So you have to think about business taxes in California also. So we're showing you right now the link where you get all that information on the screen. Also the tax rates in California. So you have the snapshot of that page here along with the link. And I'm showing you also a couple of tax rates in California based on the entity type. So corporations, other than banks and financial institutions, they pay around 8.84%. Banks and financials, they pay 10.84%. The alternative minimum tax rate is 6.65%. The S corporation rate is 1.5%, and the S corporation bank and financial rate is 3.5%. You also need to register as an employer for payroll taxes. So I'm showing you the link where the snapshot of the page where you have to register for that, along with the link. and you need to hire employees, right? So for any business, unless you plan to be your business, if you want to be only a self-employed, that's okay. But if you need to expand, you need to build a strong team, right? So you have to actually register for California state employee tax once you hire people. All right. And we also recommend that you utilize a payroll service to issue paychecks, track time, and make tax season more manageable. It's very, very important. So I'm showing you right now, if you want to register for California state employee taxes, where you have to go along with the link to that page. Let's now talk about operating a business in California. So you have to set up banking, business banking, credit cards, and accounting. So open a business account, a business bank account. You want to separate your personal assets from your company's asset, which is quite essential for personal asset protection, and it makes also your accounting and tax filing easier. Okay, so you can go for a local bank or a national bank such as the JP Morgan or Citibank or Wells Fargo. Really depends on you. You also want to think about getting a business credit card. This could help also. And because a business credit card can help you build a credit history. This is fantastic. And you want to set up business accounting. There are a lot of software tools out there you can actually get. You can get QuickBooks online, or you can get other software tools also. And also try to get insurance. Business insurance helps you manage risks and focus on growing your business in California. So the most common types of business insurance you should consider are general liability insurance, workers' compensation insurance, professional liability insurance. So this trifecta is very important, especially if you are in a business such as healthcare or food business. You want to really cover your behind. Very important. So we recommend that all small businesses, including home-based businesses, purchase a general liability policy. Businesses selling professional advice or services such as consulting and accounting firms should also consider a professional liability policy. And in California, businesses with one or more employees are required by law to have workers' compensation insurance. Very important. You want to think about also defining your brand. What is your business standing for? What are your core values? What will earn customer trust? Those are things you have to think about. You have to, and the brand also encompasses your logo, a website, right? You want to have a website. You want to think about colors, and all of those things you can outsource either to someone locally, someone you know, or you can outsource it on the internet, on freelancer websites. Or if you can do them yourself, that's pretty cool too. So you can actually do all of this yourself. In terms of websites, you can also you also have free website builders such as Wix and Squarespace. So those are pretty cool. I want you to also think about promoting and marketing in terms of your business. So promoting your California business, you have several ways. You can do it. You can do social media, right? You can do it through press releases. You can use Google My Business. This is very important. And press releases are a great way to promote your brand, especially in California, because this is such a large state that you want to if you want to touch as many people as possible, a PR strategy is great. It helps you provide publicity, establishes your brand on the web, improves your website's SEO, driving more customers to your website. And those press releases are a one-time cost in terms of efforts and money, and they have long-lasting benefits. Facebook is also great. YouTube is great. Instagram is great. In terms of social media, it's all about how do I say this? It's all about syncing your vision, your business model with the social media that is aligned with what you're trying to sell, right? So, for example, Instagram or Pinterest doesn't cover the same targets, doesn't speak to the same targets as Facebook and YouTube. So it's up to you to find, based on your niche, what works with your potential target audience. And also think about getting help from local resources. This is very important. So to help you start your business, we have actually realized that there are a lot of resources across the state of California that can support you in your entrepreneurial endeavors. So depending on the city, we've seen resources in Fresno. So all you have to do, you just have to type local business resources in Fresno in Google, and you get all the answers. And there are stuff that there is help available in Irvine, in Los Angeles, in Oakland, in Sacramento, in San Diego, San Francisco, and San Jose. Based on our analysis, there is a lot more help in Frisco, San Francisco, Frisco. Yeah, we used to call it Frisco. So now, number 5, folks. So I've been talking to you folks about how to start a lucrative business in California with no money. So now we're going to talk about, if you have no money, then the money has to come from somewhere. So how do you finance a business in California? It's really no secret that you need funding to start a business. But before you can secure the money, you need to cover startup costs. There are a few things you need to do first. So calculate your business cost before seeking outside funding. This will help you choose the right funding source for your California business's need. Next, you want to be smart with your spending and get organized by creating a detailed financial plan. Now, if you had written the business plan, that should have been part of the business plan. But, so if you write a well-crafted business plan, chances are you're going to have an excellent, clear financial plan. And you need to actually explore business funding options. So bootstrapping, friends and family, small business grants, small business loans, right? You can typically apply for small business loans through a bank or other financial institution. And this is kind of cool. And one thing you also can do here is that we have actually seen that there are some there are other platforms where you can get loans. For example, you have peer-to-peer lending platforms, the P2P lending platforms. Those are great. I'm speaking here about the likes of Lendio. You have Uplender, Lend Up. You have Lending Club, right? You can also seek money from private lenders. You can seek money from alternative lenders. You can seek money from you have what they call the loan marketplaces. So those are the loan matching marketplaces. Those are kind of cool too. And here are some of the top California small business loan. So you have a California Small Business Loan Guarantee Program. You have the Valley Economic Development Center, the VEDC. This is a nonprofit community development financial institution that gives loans to businesses based in California and New York. You also have the California Capital Access Program for small business. That's the CalCap. This is a loan loss reserve program that can cover up to 100% of certain business loans from California lenders. So the program was designed to motivate banks and financial institutions to lend money to small businesses that have struggled with financing in the past. So we're showing you the link to the CalCap website here. So to apply for a California small business loan through the program, your primary business must be located in California, as well as at least 51% of your employees or income. So if you qualify, you can use your loan for startup costs, working capital, refinancing, inventory, equipment, or real estate purchases. However, one thing I want to say here is that the funds you spend have to go toward projects created and maintained in California. I'm still talking to you here about California loans, opportunity for business loans in California. You also have Working Solutions. So Working Solutions is really a CDFI. CDFI stands for Community Development Financial Institution. So this is a CDFI that lends to both startups and established businesses in the 9 San Francisco and Bay Area counties. So if you qualify for a California business loan with them, you can actually borrow anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 for up to 5 years with interest rates between 9% and 11%. So that's pretty cool. And there is no minimum credit score, minimum revenue, or collateral required to apply. So that's pretty cool. You also have the San Diego Commercial and Business Financing. And this is a company that focuses primarily on commercial real estate financing, but they also offer a few different loan options for small business owners. And so you have the Heritage Bank of Commerce. This is kind of cool. This is a local bank that serves small businesses located in and around San Jose. You have the Los Angeles County Development Authority. They have a handful of loan programs designed to support businesses in LA County. You also have Accion Rapid Loan. So Accion is really a nationwide nonprofit lending network that helps to support small businesses across the country. So the Accion Rapid Loan, however, is only available to small business owners who live and operate in one of 4 Southern California counties. So you have Imperial, Riverside, San Bernardino, or San Diego. You have the Los Angeles Federal Credit Union. So the LabCU gives loans to businesses that need capital for expansion, advertising, equipment, inventory, and more. And the loans here are kind of generous. They range from $20,000 to $5 million, and they have no prepayment penalties. That's fantastic. However, you need to be a member of the LabCU to apply for a business loan, which means you need to live in the greater LA area or work in the city of LA to qualify. You also have the PACE Finance Corporation. This is another CDFI, and they offer small business loans from $500,000 to $250,000, but they also offer SBA microloans and mini microloans for business owners who haven't yet built up business credit. And I also want you to think about California small business grants, not just loans, but also grants. And for example, they have something called the Capital Infusion Program, which is run by the California Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development. And this program provides grant funding to the California Small Business Development Center Network. Okay, so you also have the Care Relief Grant. That's wonderful. And you also have another one, and that's called the grants that are administered by the Economic Development Administration. And you also want to consider an online lender. I was talking to you before about that. So if you're having a difficult time finding a California-specific business loan, consider applying for a loan with an alternative lender. So online lending platforms typically offer businesses more flexibility when it comes to loan type and terms. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. I was explaining to you how to start a lucrative, a money-making business in California with no money. First step, California, the lay of the land. You need to understand the demographics and the economy of that state. Number 2, starting a business in California, the fundamentals. Number 3, business regulations in California. Number 4, operating a business in California. And number 5, financing a business in California. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will speak to you another time. But before then, please remember, stay marvelous.